Okay, good morning to all of you. In our last class, we have been discussed up to this much. Up to this much, we have been discussed. That means relativistic mass. Up to this much, we have been discussed in detail, and also we did discussed this graph also. And at that time, I told this is figure 1, but you have to write this is figure 2. Okay, because already we have a figure 1 at the starting of this topic. So today we are going to discuss about relativistic expression for linear momentum. Okay, so the linear momentum of a particle which has the rest mass m0 moving with velocity v is defined as p equal to mv is equal to gamma, because m is going to be considered as gamma into m0, right? Gamma m0 into v is equal to, here we have been substituted as gamma value, that is 1 by 1 minus v square by c square root over. So this will be m0 v by 1 minus v square by c square root over. Okay, the conservation of linear momentum for an isolated system of particle implies this one. That means sum of the momentum of a system will be always constant. That may be before collision, that may be after collision, or any for any system or for any particular system, sum of its momentum of all the particles of that system is always constant. So suppose if we have numbers of particles, that is your n number of particles. I have to zoom over here, you can see. Suppose a system having n number of particles, that is up to I equal to 1 to n. So corresponding momentums is going to be add up, that will be mi into vi summation over will be always constant. And we know that mi is nothing but, we know mi, this mi is nothing but gamma I m0 I. Here it is written as gamma I. Okay, gamma I, and this is m0 I. That means for different particles having the different rest of mass and corresponding different velocities, so that different gamma, so only for that it is written gamma I. I am going to show you. Suppose in this system 3 particles are there, so its velocity is suppose u1, this velocity is u2, and this rest mass of this particle suppose 1, this is 2, and this is 3. This one particle have the rest mass is m01, particle 2 have the rest mass m02, particle 3 have the rest mass is m03. Okay, and particle 3 have the velocities u3. So hence total momentum of this system has to be always constant. That means m1 u1 plus m2 u2, okay, plus m3 u3 is equal to a constant. Same thing here it is written, that your summation over mi vi I equal to 1 to n, if the system having the n particles, then it will be written as summation over I equal to 1 to n gamma I m0 I vi equal to constant. Okay, now we know that when v is less than that of the c, this is when v is less than that of the c, the equation number 1463, here equation number 1463 it is written, that means this equations, okay, that means this equation. But before we have up to 15th equation, so you put it as your 16th. This is your equation number 16. Okay, now as this is your equation number 16, so here it is written as equation number 14.63, so you have to write equation number 16. Okay, so V less than that of the C. When V less than that of the C, your equation number 16, this is your equation number 16. So here you have to write equation number 16. The equation number 16 will be m0, only m0 Vi. Why? Because in the denominator it will be only 1. You got my point? See, when V is less than that of the C, when V is less than that of the C, then here V square by C square is very negligible, can be neglected. So we can found m0 V by 1. Okay, so we found that this P equal to m0 V. Okay, furthermore, as V tends to C, P tends to infinite. Okay, how it is? Same, equation number 16 you have to consider. Equation number 16, if we are going to consider, when V equal to C, then the denominator will be C square by C square equal to 1, C square by C square equal to 1, and the denominator will be 0. So hence P is going to be infinite. Okay, so considering equation number 16, as V tends to C, P tends to infinite. This is relativistic momentum. The relativistic momentum becomes infinite as the speed of the particle approaches to the light. The plot versus P versus V by C is shown in the figure. This is, you have to write the figure 3. That means this is your figure. Number 3. So here along x axis we have been taken as V by C, and along y axis we have been considered as your P. So as V by C is very less or approximately 0, then P is only, the value is m0 V. This value is m0 V. This much value is m0 V. So as V increases or tends to C, then V by C will be equal to 1. This value is 1. V by C, when V by C is 1, this point is 1, then P approaches to infinite. So draw this figure carefully in your note. Now we have to go for the expression for force. Okay, so here expression for force, you have to write C. Mistakenly it is written as B, because here you can see it is written B, linear momentum as B. Again for force it is also written, it is B. So for force you have to write C. Okay, so expression for force. Now we have to discuss expression for force. So according to Newtonian mechanics, the net force acting on a particle, net force F acting on a particle is equal to the time rate of change of momentum, that is F equal to dP by dt, that we know. Now this equation is valid in the relativistic mechanics if P is static momentum of the particle, relativistic momentum of the particle. Substituting equation number 1463 into 1464. Here 1463 means our 16, equation number 16. this is your equation number 16, right? This is your equation number 16. This is going to be substitute in equation number 17. So equation number 17 is this one, this one, this one. Equation number 17 is this one. So now we have to put this value, p value, this one here. So what we are going to be get? So here I suggest you have to write 16.63 instead of 16.63, you have to write 16 into equation 16.64 as 17. Okay. Now we obtained what we can obtain, that f equal to d by dt of whatever we have been obtained in equation number 16. In equation number 16, p value is how much? This one is how much? Is this one. Straightly we have been substituted over here. Over here, see. See, this value is substituted over here. m0 v by 1 minus v square by c square root over. Okay, now we have to consider the derivative of this one. Derivative of this one with respect to t. So it will be first function we have been considered as 1 by 1 minus v square by c square root over. So it will be m0 by 1 minus v square by c square and dv by dt. Then plus derivative of 1 by 1 minus v square by c square will be nothing but, it will be, you can see, m0 v square by c square by 1 minus v square by c square to the power 3 by 2. This is 3 by 2 into dv by dt. Okay. Now by simplification, after simplification, we get this one, m0 by 1 minus v square by c square to the power 3 by 2 into a. Okay, but we know that 1 by 1 minus v square by c square to the power 1 by 2 is your gamma, right? Is your gamma. So here you can see that here we have this much, 1 by 1 minus v square by c square to the power 3 by 2 is nothing but gamma cube, and m0 is here, m0 is here, a is here, a is here. So force in case of relativistic mechanics, force is nothing but, we found gamma cube m0 a. Here a is nothing but dv by dt is the acceleration of the particle, and you can put this is as equation number 18. Okay, so equation number 18, this is equation number 18 shows that equation number 18 shows that the net force acting on the particle do not directly proportional to the acceleration. Here one of the interesting things we found, that in case of in case of Newtonian mechanics, F is equal to F equal Newtonian mechanics. In case of Newtonian, F equal to m into a, right? M into a. If m is constant, then F is proportional to a, right? But here this is not so. In case of relativistic mechanics, this is not so, because when the particle is moving with the velocity approximately velocity of c, then its mass, rest mass, is going to be changed. So hence here, that means if acceleration we are going to be consider, then accordingly mass also is going to be changed. Mass is not going to be constant, whatever we have in Newtonian mechanics. But in relativistic mechanics, if we have acceleration, that means if the v is increases or towards c, or v is approximately c, then mass is going to be changes accordingly. So hence force is not proportional to the acceleration in case of relativistic mechanics. So you watch this video and pause the video, write down the note in which way I told, and thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.